We're back. Time for another edition of the Carolina Insider. Jones and Adam here with you. It is video pod time. Adam, are you ready to video pod?
I believe that I am, yes.
Let's go. It's the weekend recap. We'll start with football. Notre Dame gets the win 45-32 over the Tar Heels on Saturday in Kenan Stadium. And Adam, really a tale of two sides of the ball. Not that the Tar Heel offense was maybe at its peak capacity in this game, but 32 points. 𝗥𝗲𝗍𝗍 had a terrific game with 5 touchdown passes, over 330 yards of total offense. Carolina averaging 39 points per game right now through 4 games, but on the other side of things, just been tough sledding right now for the Tar Heel defense.
And for his efforts, 𝗥𝗲𝗍𝗍, the ACC Rookie of the Week for the second time in 4 weeks. So even in kind of a down game for him, still a performance that earns conference honors. No conference honors on the defensive side, where the Tar Heels are second from the bottom in Power 5 in total defense. They allowed a Notre Dame offense that had struggled for much of the year, averaging about 300 yards a game, to get almost 300 yards through the air and almost 300 yards on the ground. So almost 600 in total, which obviously we all know that's not good enough. So Tar Heels back to the drawing board on defense, and going to get a challenge this Saturday against a Virginia Tech team that Jones has struggled some, but Virginia Tech and Carolina in the opening conference game of the year, we know that's always a tough one.
Yeah, and that'll be an important game, first conference game for both those teams. And Virginia Tech has not been great offensively, but man, they have been good defensively. They lead the ACC in total yards allowed. They are top 10 in the nation in that category, so it'll be a big challenge. Maybe some weather issues, some rain in the forecast, so we'll see how things play out coming up on Saturday. That is a 3:30 kick. TV-wise on the ACC network, radio-wise, we'll be on the air at 2:30. Also, first of all, game sold out, but also the 1997 Carolina team, that was a terrific team, will be honored during that game. They're having a reunion this weekend, so hopefully a lot of fun for those guys. Hard to believe 25 years since that great team was playing in Chapel Hill.
I was doing the math in my head while you were talking. It is 25 years since the 1997 team. That is demoralizing, but that was an excellent team. And, of course, Jones will have members of that team in the booth with him. There'll be members of that team on the sideline. 97 Tar Heels all over the place.
So, again, 3:30, Carolina, Virginia Tech, clearly an important game for both these teams, but for the Tar Heels to try and bounce back from a frustrating Saturday in Kenan Stadium. Adam, let's change gears, take a look at basketball. Practice now officially underway for the men and the women. Live action, the rebranded late night event coming up on Friday, and man, just excited to get started. Doors open at 6 o'clock Friday night, 7:30 when the event is slated to begin.
And you're going to see all sorts of things at live action. Of course, you're going to see basketball from both teams, teams that are expected to be among conference and national contenders this year. But you'll see some pyrotechnics, you'll see some fancy introductions, you'll see a little bit of fun, you'll see B-Dot, so make sure you're there. A little bit of everything at live action, and Tar Heels really excited about getting going. Both teams practiced on Monday. Both teams going to practice a couple more times before they get out there Friday, but keep in mind, it's September 30th, so don't expect to see the finished product on the floor in the Smith Center.
Again, doors open at 6 o'clock on Friday evening. The event starts at 7:30, so a terrific weekend to be in Chapel Hill. You've got the basketball event on Friday night, football 3:30 on Saturday afternoon. Adam, let's go to some Olympic sports. We'll start with women's soccer, and number 3 in the nation, 9-2 overall, 2-1 in conference play, and a couple of nice conference wins this past weekend.
Tar Heels did it the hard way. They went on the road on Thursday and got a win at Syracuse, 1-0, then came back home, had to play again Sunday. Quick turnaround, got the win at home, 3-0 over Boston College. You saw 𝗖𝗿𝗍𝗍𝗍 Patterson right here last week. She was with us on the video pod, and then she went out and scored a goal against the Eagles, one of the 3 Tar Heel goals. And Tar Heels getting some diverse scoring, 11 different goal scorers this year, 8 of which have come from underclassmen. But also, Jones, Tar Heels doing it with defense. We've talked a lot about the high-powered offense, but the defense turning in some really strong performances lately.
Yeah, 3 shutouts in the last 5 games for Carolina. Already 7 total shutouts this year. That matches the entire total from last season. So really getting it done on both sides. Both of their losses have been really close, late losses. They are one of the best teams in the country, and that ranking shows that, number 3 in the nation, and certainly have thoughts and eyes on on ACC championships and beyond as this season moves along. Another team that has its eyes, and by the way, they visit Virginia Tech on Sunday. That's the next action for Carolina's women's soccer team. Another team with its eyes on a championship, Adam, we've deemed them a wagon on the audio pod. That's field hockey. Brand new ranking, #1 in the nation, Adam. No surprise there. There you see it. Field hockey up to #1 in the country. They've been #2 the entire season, but man, beat number 15 Wake Forest on Friday 2-0. Adam, the last 5 matches for field hockey, the aggregate score, 22 for the Tar Heels and 0 for the opponents.
I don't think it's a coincidence that that poll came out after you deemed the Tar Heels a wagon.
Yeah, they probably adjusted the polls.
NFHCA heard the pod and said, wait a minute, Jones said the Tar Heels are a wagon. Move them up to #1. Northwestern, you're going down. We're not sure about your wagon status. But people who are sure, Tar Heel fans, huge crowds at 𝗫𝗀𝗋𝗄 Stadium here lately, and especially on Friday against the Deacs. 1,100-ish fans, depending on who was counting the turnstiles. Might have been the largest crowd in 𝗫𝗀𝗋𝗄 Stadium history as people continue to come out. Only 3 home games left this year prior to the postseason. Tar Heels could possibly host, and we think they will. But you don't want to risk it. 3 more chances to get out and see the Heels at home.
So limited opportunities, and somebody who has taken notice of those limited opportunities to go see field hockey, Adam, is Armando Bacot. Of course, terrific basketball player for the Heels. You see him there. Even though his Twitter avatar is Brad Frederick, don't get confused. That's Armando. Says he's got to go see Aaron Matson play before it's too late. Absolutely. Just a couple of games left, Adam, for him to get that chance.
What's your feeling on a Hunter Oakley tailgate at 𝗫𝗀𝗋𝗄 Stadium?
Just a reminder, Hunter Oakley, our potty winner for story time from this past year on the audio pod, all surrounding him ending up shirtless behind the Duke bench in the Final Four game in New Orleans. So Hunter, there is a dress code for the tailgates for field hockey. Just make sure you keep your clothes on, buddy, if you go and celebrate a big Tar Heel win. But totally agree that you got to go check out Aaron Matson. In fact, Aaron had both the goals against Wake Forest, and now she's up to 118 career goals. That moves her into a tie for 5th in NCAA history. So congratulations to her and field hockey as they continue to move on. All right, let's take a look at a couple other sports before we get out of here. We'll go rapid fire. Adam and I will go back and forth. Adam, I'll start with men's soccer. They beat Notre Dame 1-0 on Saturday night in South Bend. It was a PK that provided the only goal of the game. Tar Heels now 1-1 in ACC play.
Now to volleyball. The Tar Heels went on the road to Pitt. Pitt's really good in the national top 10 and fell on Friday night 3-1, but the road trip continued at Virginia on Sunday. Reverse sweep. That means the Cavaliers took the first 2 sets, boom, then the Tar Heels come back and take the next 3. Former video pod guest 𝗪𝗲 playing really well for the volleyball Tar Heels.
All right, checking in, Adam, now to women's tennis we go, and former video pod guest Fiona Crawley in the spotlight as she won the singles title at the fall-ranked Spotlight. And look, she fired. Look, dare you come? Dare you come to Fiona Crawley? She will take you down.
Is she happy or is she upset about a line call?
I think she's just saying, "Are you not entertained?" is actually the feeling I get there.
I hear John McEnroe's voice like, "You cannot be serious." She's throwing her racket in the air like she just doesn't care.
She, terrific run, beat the #1 ranked player in the NCAA. She's already, talking about Fiona, 7-0 this year. In her singles career, 84-8. Not bad for Fiona Crawley, part of another team that I think could potential wagon status for women's tennis at Carolina. All right, we're back tomorrow. We're going to talk to 𝗪𝗟𝗃𝗍𝗄 from Carolina's women's basketball team. We'll talk about the start of their season, live action coming up, and of course we'll have the social drive on Thursday as well. One final reminder, this weekend, live action, 6 o'clock, doors open Friday. Event starts at 7:30, football Kenan Stadium against Virginia Tech. That was a later game time announcement, is 3:30 in Chapel Hill. Thanks for being with us here on the Carolina Insider.